What's up, Atheiros? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match preview live. It's Wednesday. It's Champions League. As you can see, I got the two Champions League kits. And yeah, man, it's Atletico Madrid. I would say I'm gassed, but I've seen the lineup and we'll go through it in a bit. It looks to be one of those things where we're definitely gonna try to go for the draw. Just seeing who's out there. And I just know how we're gonna play. But about the match, it's happening in about 45 minutes. I think it's on Prime tonight, which is great. Which means no searching for streams or anything. It's on Amazon Prime. The guys at South Florida, gas for it. Some of them are kind of apathetic, man. That's where we've become. That's what we've become in the Champions League. Our form as of late, the way we play as of late, has made it hard for us to kind of be excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited because it's Champions League. I'm excited because I get to see Arsenal. But I'd be lying to you if I said, oh, I think we're going to blow Atletico Madrid away. Oh, I think it's going to be like the match we watched last night. I don't think it's going to be that. We've seen how we're going to play in the away legs. Basically, our job is to not lose. We can grab a victory, we will. But if we get out of there with a draw, then our manager would be more than happy. So, yeah, I'm hoping that it's a draw. I'm hoping we get the win. But, I've been to Madrid. I've been to an Atletico Madrid match, although it's not in this stadium, it's in the old stadium. But I do know how Atleti are up for matches. And people will say, oh, we beat them in the group stage. There is a difference between the group stage and the knockouts. You know what I'm saying? And that should be pretty obvious. But we beat PSG in the group stage last season and then lost to them in the knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So beating them in the group stage doesn't really matter at this point. It's just beating them away from home. And big up, Pito. What's up, man? ¿Cómo estás? But yeah, man, I'm mixed. I'm gassed as the Arsenal, but after seeing the lineup, I think it's gonna be a little bit more of the same. I will get through that in a minute, but yeah, man, we just have to hold on, and hope that we can get something tonight. I will be going to the match on Tuesday, the second leg. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go. It's my mate's birthday. He wanted me to go, so I will go. But with tonight, man, that could be one of the greatest nights of my Arsenal fandom, or it could be just another night where I'm watching us play. That's how big this match is. Because Atletico Madrid get 2 goals ahead of us, and they come to the Emirates. I think it could be long, but yeah, I don't want to speak about ifs, buts, and maybes. Let's just back it and see what we got. And I said I was going to be positive. So let's see the lineup. And there we go. It's basically what we expected. You saw in the media clip that basically Arteta said Timber's not fit, and we know that. I think Timber's out for the season. Saka's on the bench. And Calafioro's on the bench as well. But let's go through the lineup. I mean, Raya in goal, sure. That's one. That Raya in goal is the one person you can count on. Because we ain't seeing Kepa no more. I don't want to see Kepa anymore. I don't want to see that dude ever again in an Arsenal shirt, to be fair, but we're gonna have to. Anyway, this one's interesting for me because Mosquera's on the bench and he's starting with Ben White. And Ben White at home versus Newcastle was not great, man. I talked about it. I feel like he's lost a step. And you guys tell me what you think. But I think he's lost a step. He's missing something, Ben White. He might not be fully fit. And if he is fully fit, he just might not be at the pace anymore, man. So if I'm Atletico Madrid, I honestly, I think I'm targeting Ben White because if you look at the rest of the defenders, as respectfully as possible, I think Ben White's the weak link. Hincapia's got pace. He's nearly fit. Gabriel's good. Saliba's good. Ben White's off the pace. Yeah, man, we could see him running on toast. That's just my opinion. I just think he's the weak link of the back four at this moment. I think fully fit, he's great, but I don't think he's fully fit. I don't think any of them are fully fit. But with White, you can see the drop off more than the others. So that's just my opinion. Gabriel and Saliba, we already know, man. We know if Gabriel and Saliba are fit, they're gonna play, and they're our best center back pairing. There's no doubt about that. No problem with that. And Copy at left back is interesting because Calafiore seems to be fit, but as you know, our manager likes to care for his favorites. He's not gonna rush him back out there, especially against Atletico Madrid. Also think that if we're trying to defend, if we're trying to hold a lead, not we're holding a lead, but basically we are. We're going to play like we're holding the lead. We're going to play like we're 1-0 up and we're holding on for dear life. And if you look at that then, that's the back line that we're going with. I'm saying that's the strongest back line. Because as much as White has lost the pace, I think what Mikel Arteta is thinking is if I put Mosquera out there, it's a cauldron. He's a little bit rash sometimes. He can be got at, but I don't know if, White's got the mentality, but does he have the body to keep up? That's my thing. But yeah, defensively, yeah, I guess that's strong, man. The interesting bit is Mosquera would have actually probably played against Atletico Madrid because he came from Valencia. So he would have played here before. He would know what the atmosphere is, but I don't know. Yeah. Pito says, if Arsenal get a draw tonight, there's a good chance y'all go to the final. Pito, you're not an Arsenal fan? Who's your team? You said y'all. You're not an Arsenal fan? I know you're Portuguese, and Puerto Rican, but you're not an Arsenal fan? Jeez. I feel like too. What? Pito, who's your team? Hold on. I'm flabbergasted. My flabbers are gasted. Sporting? Oh. I thought you were gonna say a different Prem team, fam. I was about to be like, dang, I ain't see that because Sporting. Yeah, man. Yeah. When it comes to Portuguese teams, who would I support if I was in Portugal? Probably Porto, man. I've been to Porto. I really like Porto. I like Lisbon as well. But the Stadium of the Dragon, like that's pretty tough, bro. And I've done a tour. Stadium do Dragon. So I've been there. Yeah. That's interesting. I thought you were an Arsenal fan this whole time. Look at that. I'm international. Got a Sporting fan in here. But yeah, back to this lineup. Bro, this is why I love doing the shows. This is why I like talking to the community. Because I know that I'm going to be bored out of my pants tonight, bro. Big up, Fraley. Big up, Fraley. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to be bored out of my socks tonight, bro. I know this. And the reason I know I'm going to be bored out of my socks is because I look at our midfield and it's a dynamic duo. It's a dynamic duo, Rice and Zubimendi. If they can walk, if they can breathe, if they know how to play football, they're going in there. This is the problem, right, that I have. Atletico Madrid has some midfielders. I'm pretty sure they're in better shape, better condition at this point in the season, better fitness than we are. That could get long. And I know Rice has a set of lungs on him, but Zubimendi does not. Zubimendi does not. And you can see he is as off of the pace sometimes as Ben White. I don't understand this manager. It's one of the pet peeves that I have. Bro, if you knew, and I made the mistake of actually listening to bits of his press conference. I don't know why, but I did. But bro, he's talking about this mini league. He's talking about we've played 9 months. Yes, and the reason why we're flagging is because this midfield, if they're fit, they're going to play every game. Even Pep doesn't do that. Bernardo Silva gets a rest every now and then. Bro, Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi, barring their injuries, bro, Zubimendi was throwing up on the pitch. Zubimendi was throwing up on the pitch. He couldn't get a rest. And we're wondering why we're faltering this point of the season, and people are still clapping this dude up like he's some sort of genius. He's not even smart enough to actually rotate his team throughout the season, but he's a genius. And now if we limp over the line, we're going to see the same thing over and over again next year because he'll just double down. Tito said, we're basically the Arsenal of Portugal supporters. Yeah, I hear you. Listen, I can't take on no more teams. I got Sevilla, and I'm struggling with Sevilla. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get on here and I was like, bro, surely Sevilla can't go down. Bro, they gotta face Villarreal. They gotta face Real Madrid. Bro, Sevilla might be in trouble. Bro, my heart is racing when I watch them dudes play, bro. So on one end, I'm watching one team bottle away all our chances. On the other end, I'm watching another team basically getting dumped out the league. So it's tough. I can't take on no more football teams. But yeah, bigger. I love Portugal though. I ain't gonna lie. Portugal, the food's good and it's a vibe, so I appreciate it. Fraley said MLS defo going. Yeah, bro, he's got to be. MLS, bro. If I'm Miles Lewis Skelly, if I'm Norgard, bro, I would be leading the mutiny because Miles Lewis Skelly saved this manager in the same stage he was playing, keeping it respectful, keeping it, close. Because PSG were miles better than us last year, and they're miles better than us this year. You know what I'm saying? This guy helped save your blushes, and he can't even get kicks, bro. He can't stop, bro. He can't start for Odegaard. Right, Zubimendi Odegaard midfield is the bane of my existence because you've got Rice playing the 8, even though he's one of the best 6s in the league. You got Zubimendi playing the 6, even though he's off the pace and he looks like he's running in quicksand. You've got Odegaard, who could be our creator, and I'm saying that he could be our creator, but it ain't because he likes running sideways and passing the ball backwards. And we expect to score goals with those 3 in midfield in wrong positions and low confidence. I'm confused, bro. Freddie said he said all the players on gear. They're gonna need to be, man. For real. Pito says, I hear it. Yeah, bro, I can't support no more. And Freddie says, not very smart for business either, as he hasn't played for a whole season, basically. And this is the thing, Freddie, and I'm glad you bring that up. It's a thing that Arsenal does. And mostly Arteta since he's been here. Instead of playing players, rotating them, getting them in the squad, yeah, they might not be your best players. They might not be the players you want to play, but play them in the FA Cup, play them in the Carabao. You'll get rid of them, but the teams looking at Adam will say, man, he played good in the Prem. He had good appearances. But then basically what you do is you sit them on the bench and their value goes down because nobody's looking. Nobody can see these players actually play. So how are you going to demand 20 million pounds? How are you going to demand 10, 15? Like, this is why we keep having to have players, getting rid of Aubameyang. Bro, just play him. Play him in his position. He'll score a couple goals. And if you want to get rid of him in January, say, we're shopping Aubameyang. Look, this guy's a Golden Boot winner. He's still scoring. We don't want him here. Give us 25 million. No, you sit him on the bench. You basically make nobody want him. And then you have to pay to get, like, this club's been doing this for ages. We did it with Mesut Ozil as well. Right? And this man, and people praise this manager. Oh, he's not good enough. He sit on the bench. Gabriel Jesus. Bro, could he be any worse at left wing than what we've seen? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not play him at left wing? He can basically do what X has been doing. Not as good, but he can do it. He can play like the support striker. You know, he can drift in and drift out. Why not try something different? Why we keep saying the same thing? And then when it falls apart, he'll double down and say, "Oh, the injuries, the pitch. You know, we played good. We played so many games." No, bro, half your team hasn't played any. Half of your team hasn't played any. And they said that Eza was a precaution. He's on the bench, and we're playing Odegaard again. We're playing Martinelli. Eza's just scored a banger to basically keep us in the title race, and he's holding bench. I don't understand it, bro. And Ramsey says, "I pray to God we get hammered tonight for leaving Eza on the bench. Odegaard, Arteta, please get up my cup. I want Arteta sack." I agree with most of that. I don't pray we get hammered. I'll never pray for us to lose. You guys know that. But, bro, I get why you feel that way. I understand why you feel that way. It's embarrassing, bro. It's 100% embarrassing. Right? It's embarrassing. And I see the comment disappeared. Listen, don't delete comments if they don't agree with me. Right? Maybe he deleted it or they deleted it. But don't delete comments if you don't agree with me, bro. I like the debate, so I don't mind. But yeah, man, I never prayed for us to get hammered. But bro, Odegaard, I get the man as your captain, and you guys see, and this is why I leave this. This is why I leave this kid here, right? Because I want you guys to know that I tried to be fair, right? I love this guy. When he first got here, I was gassed because I thought that he would be, you know, I don't think he would have been the let's say I don't think he would have been the Ozil replacement, but I thought he would be like, you know, kind of like Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? Like someone with some late runs into the box that every now and then can make some magic happen. And the first season, 22-23, showed that. Right? You know, licking off shots, getting people involved. But we ain't seen that in 16 months, bro. 18 months. Nearly 2 years. We haven't seen that, bro. And now we're hoping on a guy who's devoid of confidence, who's coming back off an injury. We're hoping on him to go into one of the toughest places to play. Because let's get it right, bro. Atletico is not easy to play. It's not an easy place to play. When the Spanish get up for it, they get up for it. Atletico will be a cauldron. They built that stadium to be that way. Right? They built that stadium to be a cauldron. Right? Same thing with Real Madrid, even though we beat them at Madrid. Same thing with Barcelona. It's just certain state, like San Siro. Cauldron, bro. Right? And Atletico Madrid feed off of that. Even if it doesn't bother us, Atletico Madrid will feed off of that. They will feed off that atmosphere and they'll go for it. They got nothing to lose. They're not going to play the low block at home. And one thing that people are saying, oh, they're defending this Haram ball. Bro, they beat Barcelona. Barcelona were playing, you know, high line, free flowing football. So let's not act like Atletico Madrid can't score. Let's not act like Atletico Madrid can't make things happen. So I'm just saying, bro, are they leaky in defense? Of course. They are. But our issue is we can't attack, even if they were leaking in defense. Newcastle were leaking in defense. We can only muster a goal. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be positive, but when I see that midfield, bro, it's really hard. And then in front of them, rounding it off, no Madueke, Gabriel Martinelli, and Victor Gyökeres. Now, I said the Three Stooges up top. And the reason I said that is mostly because you have Gyökeres, the one capable of scoring. He ain't going to get any service from the Odegaard. We've seen it. You've got Nani Madueke and Martinelli, the Chuckle Brothers, who I've never seen so many people run the ball. Well, not so many people. I've never seen two people run the ball out so many times as I've seen them. Yeah, you can go 1v1. Yeah, you can make things happen. But in the final third, in the box, bro, are you doing it? Are you making it happen? Nani Madueke got 1 goal and 2 assists in the Prem. Now, Martinelli's a little bit better in the Champions League, but I think the reason that we're not seeing the full extent of Martinelli is because he's been asked to basically be our fullback as well as our winger. He's basically being asked to just cover. And it's kind of hard for you to just keep running the full length of the pitch and make something happen, which is what we see with Declan Rice. Declan Rice will run. He ain't making no progressive passes. Dead ball sweeper. That's what he should be. But I look at that lineup, honestly, and with them dropping Eza, I just think it's set up for us to nick a goal and hold on. That's how I'm feeling about this lineup. And like I said, I'm still gassed for the game. I'm gonna watch. I'm excited, but you've got Saka on the bench, Jesus on the bench, Mascara on the bench, Eza on the bench, Lewis Kelly on the bench. Gyökeres, as much as I rated him, he ain't been great. He hasn't been what I thought he would be. And part of that is the system. But, bro, I watched him during the Newcastle game. That touch is atrocious. That touch is atrocious. Maybe he'll find more space in the Champions League. But that touch is bad. Martinelli and Madueke, you guys know how I feel. But my worry is who's creating behind him. Odegaard's not splitting passes. Odegaard's not splitting defenses. He's not splitting lines. He's not making anything happen. So when you've got the 2 Chuckle Brothers on the wing, the Swedish Lukaku up front, bro, you've got the Chuckle Brothers and the Swedish Lukaku up front with the founder of U-shaped football, Martin Odegaard. I can't expect us to get goals. I'll be surprised if we get 2. I'm just being honest. Let's get to some of your comments. Fraley says, decline Rice. Yeah, bro. And Declan Rice, I rate that guy. I've got his kid, bro. I rate him so much. But our manager wants him to be something that he's not. Not only that, he wants him to be something he's not, and then he's running into the ground. He's got the most minutes besides Zubimendi. So that's why bro, I don't know if you guys saw after Newcastle. Declan Rice holding his knees. I don't know why Odegaard fell to the ground. He's done the least amount of work this year. But, you got these guys, they're falling they're gassed. They're exhausted. And why is that? Because our manager has not rotated correctly. You look at Man City, those dudes come off with chest out, extremely happy. Our guys are exhausted. From the first kickoff, they look tired. It's crazy, bro. And we keep playing the same lineup. Bro, if you put me, in a time machine or an alternate universe and ask me who Mikel Arteta would pick, I will put these same dudes out. This is the team I'll pick. The only changes that would be Jurrien Timber for White if he was fit, and Saka for Madueke if he was fit. Other than that, that's what we plan. Maybe Kai Havertz up top. But yeah, bro, it's so predictable. And you've got Mascara, who could come in and do a job. You got Saka. Well, Saka's just coming back. You got Jesus, who can do a job. You got Norgard. Norgard could have been playing the entire year, and we'd be at a point where our midfield would be rested for this game. The man's got 61 minutes in the Prem. Trossard can do a job. Lewis Kelly can do a job. Max Dowman, we've seen him save this manager, and we ain't seen him touch the pitch since. That's crazy to me. And that's indicative of this man. That's what this manager does. Someone saves his bacon, and then he benches them for his favorites. Good. Big up, Gunner Galactico. He said, we're going to get cooked, bro. I'm hoping we don't, man. I'm holding on to the faith. At this point, I'll take a draw. But looking at this lineup, and I see your comment because I want to talk about it. Freddie said to my mates, you get 20 plus goals, then I can't be mad. Bro, if Victor Gyökeres gets 20 plus goals this season, it's a credit to him with the least amount of service and the fact that he has a god-awful touch. Credit to him. I give him 100% credit. But we talking about going to get Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen, which we're probably going to end up paying 80 million euros plus for Victor Osimhen, when we probably could have gotten Ivan Toney to do a job, won the league, and then brought him in for cheap. Nope. And we're going to quadruple his wages while we're at it. So that, when he declines, we can't get rid of him. Freddie said, so he's on track. Yeah, he is. He is on track. Excuse me, because he's on 17, I believe, or 18. But yeah. I mean, he's got what? 6 games to go. So yeah. Gunner Galactico says, let's go players fresh and rest while players out of form and injury prone. All because our rookie manager can't rotate players throughout this year. Bro, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Right? And this is why I want him gone. Because I think any manager with experience, any manager without, ego, with some backbone says, bro, I don't need to play my strongest 11 in the FA Cup early rounds. I don't need to play my strongest 11 in the Carabao Cup early rounds. I don't need to play my strongest 11 when we've already, got through the Champions League. We're already safe, right? Because there's this thing, right? And this is the thing. Imagine if we lose tonight and we lose next week, or we lose a tie in general. Then guess what, guys? Coming in first place did not matter. It didn't get us anything. It's just a feel-good factor. If we don't win this tie, we don't make it to the final. Coming in first didn't do anything. Except make us have more minutes and make our players more tired. It didn't get us anything if we finish first in the table. PSG last season barely squeaked through. They won it all. Bayern Munich did finish second, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Atletico Madrid, where did they finish in the table? So none of that matters, bro. You just have to make the final bit. I mean, it's good. I think the one good thing is that we got the home leg second and all the way throughout for finishing first. Great. How much has that helped us so far, though? It's helped us get through a couple. If it weren't, it didn't really help us in the second leg. It didn't help us against Sporting Lisbon because we got their away goal. We didn't score at home. And even if we had gotten the home leg first, he would have tried to get as many goals 2-0, and they'd have gone away from home and did the same thing. It wouldn't have changed anything. I just think that, bro, I think it allowed him to have an excuse and allow him to play this turgid football, and here we are. My match prediction, if you will. My score prediction, I'm predicting the 1-1. I'm predicting the 1-1 because I think it's going to be stinky, bro. I think it's going to be, on our end, I think it's going to be stinky. Now, Atletico Madrid won't sit back. And like I said before, I think people have it in their minds that this is the Atletico Madrid of 6-7 years ago, where they played, boring 4-4-2. They scumbagged their way past us. Like, this ain't that, bro. Defensively, they're a little bit shaky, but they can go forward. They've got Griezmann. They've got Lookman. They've got Julian Alvarez. They've got some guys that will come at you. And if our midfield is running in quicksand, it could be long. Because as much as we defended well against Sporting Lisbon, I guarantee Julian Alvarez doesn't miss all those chances. Griezmann doesn't miss all those chances. Lookman doesn't miss all those chances. So, it's all if, ands, buts, and maybe. But if we're in a position where, look at Newcastle. We gave up chances to Newcastle, and they weren't clinical. We've seen that Atletico Madrid can be clinical. Griezmann, we've seen him be clinical. We watched Julian Alvarez from Manchester City be clinical. We won at Ademola Lookman. So if these guys put away their chances, it could be a long night. I will say this, though. And like I said, I'm going to that match on Tuesday, regardless. If we go down 2 goals in this match at any point, if we end this tie with a 2-goal deficit, that's curtains. I don't think it matters what happens at home, because I cannot see Arsenal scoring 3 goals. When's the last time we did it? The last time we scored 2, it took a Max Dowman masterclass. But that ain't going to work against Atletico Madrid, I don't think. So we go down 2 goals at Atletico Madrid. I might just be going to London for a birthday party to have a good time and then come back home. And that's me being positive. Like I said, I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be if you guys watched the match last night, it ain't going to be that. If you thought that you would get what we got last night, go ahead, hang that up. If you're having trouble sleeping, if your partner snores and it keeps you up, I guarantee you had the best sleep of your night tonight looking at this match. I'm just saying. Before I go, put your score predictions in the chat, everyone. There's 4 of you in here. Now 2. Put your score predictions in there. Let me know what you think we're going to get. And then I'm going to head out. Like I said, I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be 1-1. I will be back. I will be back after the match, probably. What time will I be back? I'll probably come on around 10:30, depending on how long the match actually takes. Because I like to let Shane and Views do their thing, and then I come. But yeah, I think everybody's pretty much left out, getting ready to watch the match. So I'm going to as well. But as I said, I think we're going to win. Well, I think we're going to draw. That's what I think. I think it's going to be tough. Gunnar Galactico says 1-1, bruh. Snooze fest. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. And this is the thing, right? I'll get on here and I'll close with this. I'll get on here and I'll give my prediction, and people be like, "This dude's so negative, bro. Like, come on, back the team." I am backing the team by doing this. This is my backing the team. I'm gonna go watch on the subscription that I pay for. That's backing the team. I got my kid on, got my kids in the studio. That's backing the team. But I'm not gonna lie and say, "Oh, we're gonna have a doozy of a match like we saw last night." It ain't happening, bro. I can't get, because if I had seen something against Newcastle, if I had seen something different in the last 5 matches, I get on here and say, "Man, I got the confidence. I think we can do it." But after seeing what I've seen against Southampton, against City, bro, I would be lying if I came in here and said, "Oh, I'm so excited," and I think I'd be lying. And I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm backing the team. I hope we win. But there's no evidence to show me, especially with this lineup, that we're going to score 2 or 3 goals and put them away. Then you got people predicting, 4-0. Bro, stop it. Stop it. And I said this earlier, Gunner Galactico. I said, he said, I don't trust Ben White. I'm afraid he's our weakest link. I said it earlier in the chat. When I saw the lineup, I said, if I'm Atletico Madrid, I'm running that Ben White. He's a step off the pace. He's probably not 100% fit. But if I'm looking at the defenders, White is the weak link. It's just being honest. Hincapié is fit. He was imperious. Gabriel Saliba, they're a little bit slower, but they still got it. But White looks a step off the pace. And, if White's playing, I'll put Lookman there. If I was at Let's Go, I'll put Lookman there and say, you know what? I want you to run at him. Get him sent off. Get him sent off. Get him sent off or substituted. Because guess what? If White gets subbed off and we put Mosquera there, I'd do the same. Because Mosquera would then become the weakest link. Run at him. Zubamendi, run at him. Man's got no legs left. Martin Odegaard, bully him. Push him over. Half-lake challenges. Madueke and Martinelli just ride them out till they touch the ball. They kick the ball out of touch. That's all you got to do with them. And Gyökeres, keep 2 on him. He ain't going to get the ball, so it's fine. Just keep running with him. They're not going to find him. And I guarantee that's what they would do. We're so predictable to play against. I'm not even a football manager, and I could come up with a game plan to beat us. Or at least get a draw. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go get ready. I got a cup of soda, and I ain't even supposed to be drinking soda. I got a cup of soda just because I need something to ease my nerves before this match. As I said, I will see you guys after the match. I'll be here. Win, lose, or draw. And as we always say, Gunner Galactic says, enjoy the game, bro. I'm clocking in my shift soon. I'd rather make money. We'll come back later on your stream after the game. I hope to see you, Gunner Galactico, and I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm lucky because I work a 9 to 5 and it's after the work day, or I'd be doing the same. And people talk about knitting and doing, their coursework and stuff while this game's going on. I didn't do that I was glued to the thing last night. Glued to the screen last night. I was like, I can't believe it. Bro, if you got extra work to do, if you behind on jobs, listen, tonight, this match, perfect time. Right? Just don't play it too loud and don't watch too much because it'll put you to sleep and then you won't get no work done. But big up Gunner Galactico, big up Fraley, big up Ramry, big up Pito, and I will see you guys after the match. As you guys know, let's go get a result. And as always, come on, you Gunners. Come on, make us proud, man. Take it easy.